Hi there, I would like to share some words of Torah with you about this week's Parsha, Parshat Yitro. The most amazing Parsha perhaps in the entirety of the Torah. An amazing, unbelievable, actually very believable, historical event takes place, and that of course is the giving of the Torah. The entire purpose and the reason why the Jewish people are redeemed from their exile in Egypt is in order to receive the Torah. And that's why the giving of the Torah is of course in the book of Exodus. It's a part of the Exodus process. Earlier in the Parsha it says that Yitro has some sort of a visceral, emotional response to the Jewish people being let out of Egypt. It says, Vayichad Yitro, a very strange word, a word that doesn't appear anywhere else in the Torah. And the question is, what does this word mean? Rashi and the Sforno elaborates on the Rashi, explained that Yitro is conflicted. He has paradoxical emotions taking place at the same exact time. On the one hand, Vayichad comes from the word chedva, which means to rejoice. He's ecstatic. He's happy. The Jewish people have finally been let go, redeemed from their slavery. He's so happy on behalf of them. On the other hand, he's frightened. He's afraid. He's scared. He's scared because look what God did to an Egyptian empire. He destroyed, obliterated a people. The end of an era. Conflicting emotions. On the one hand, he's happy. On the other hand, he's afraid. Vayichad comes from the word chedva, which is to rejoice, or comes from chidudin, which means his flesh became prickly from fright and fear. Rabbeinu Bechaya, though, has a different approach. And we'll see how we're going to apply these two approaches together at the same time. Rabbeinu Bechaya points out that the word Vayichad comes from the word echad, and he made one. In other words, by being witness to the Egyptian people being destroyed, and at the same time, the Jewish people being redeemed from their exile, his response is a visceral, emotional response. God is one. Vayichad, and he made one. On the one hand, he's terrified. He's afraid. Look what happened to the Egyptian people. He responds how? By saying it must come from God. God is one. On the other hand, he's thrilled. He's ecstatic. He's happy. His response? God is one. So when you have conflicting, when I have conflicting emotions, when on the one hand I'm afraid and I'm terrified and I'm bothered and I am disturbed, and I say, how could this happen to me? When something terrible happens. And on the other hand, something amazing happens. Something takes place that makes me extremely happy. How do I respond? I can theoretically respond in the same way. God is one. It all comes from God. It all comes from Hashem. And I may not understand exactly why or how or why I deserve this terrible thing or this wonderful thing that happened to me. But it must be happening because it comes from God. My education is being provided to me by an educator. God, the producer, the director of the world, is making this happen specifically for me for some reason. And I respond by Vayichad, and I make God one. So whether it's happiness or whether it's fright and fear, we can have the same response despite being conflicted emotionally. With that, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. I want to wish you a wonderful Shabbat. Take care. Okay, that's better.
Yeah.